How safe is your job really? Is there such thing as job safety? Is there anything you can do to make yourself layoff proof? Is there something about working harder or maybe about working smarter? Is your network in the company determining your fate? Are you safer as a big shot on the top levels compared to a simple manager? Let's find out. Hello, beautiful people. I believe in general, employees assume that their jobs are rather a safe bet. Psychologically, that's not a bad thing. I mean, imagine you would go to work every day stressing that this might be your last. You wouldn't get much done. The changes, however, when unexpected things happen, things you didn't see coming, things mostly out of your control. For example, when a pandemic strikes, or when the company restructures yet again, or the boss is replaced, or any other major event, then the stressing starts and thoughts creep into your brain like, what's going to happen to me? Now, that pressure that arises will be perceived differently by different people. Obviously, you can imagine that people who have gone through crisis situations successfully before will be more at ease than those who either have never lived through one or had bad experiences. Our past clearly primes us and influences our reactions. Irrespective of this, however, I was wondering whether there is something employees can do to make them layoff proof. Is there something about working harder? Or maybe is it about working smarter? What if you had a strong network in the company? Is that determining your fate? And is it better, or are you safer if you're a vice president compared to a junior manager? The answer, unfortunately, is no. I look back at my more than 13 years long history in the corporate world and I had to realize that nothing really protected people from getting laid off. Of course, if there are 6 managers doing all the same thing, the likelihood of one of those or some getting fired is higher than being a higher ranked VP who heads up a whole department. But even those are not safe in the nest they created for themselves. Here's an example. Recently, a Fortune 300 company decided to go through a restructuring and they got rid of all their VPs in a certain area of their business. You might think, how is that even possible? Are they not protected by their contracts somehow? And are they not too expensive to lay off? How could they justify that to them? The truth of the matter is that the company has its ways to make these changes rather easily. One thing that is very popular is to open the job up again for recruiting. Yes, that's possible even if somebody's already having it. And simply redefine the job description in a way that all of a sudden the current person doesn't fit anymore, or maybe lacks a skill or a certain experience, Sure, they could reapply, but the chances are close to null to be accepted. And that's what happened in that company. I have been through such an experience myself once, and I can tell you it's not funny at all. Companies have many such practices that make it easy for them to push people out of business or create new positions to maybe hire spouses of others they want to attract. It's a mess. But, and this is where I'm getting to with this video, it's not your mess. I know as an employee, it is you who is impacted and it is your life that gets a hit for the moment. But there is one important thing. It is not in your control. The reason we worry a lot is because most of us live in the circle of concern. What's that, you ask? Well, Stephen Covey, in his famous book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, created a tool to help people look at all the things that concern them and that they worry about and put them in context to what they can do about it. I use that a lot. It's very, very powerful. There are 3 distinct circles: the circle of control, the circle of influence, and the circle of concern. A simple example of how this helps you think straight and tackle your worries is, for example, when you look at the weather. You can worry all day long about bad weather. You can curse it, you can feel helpless because you have no influence on it, but this will leave you being constantly miserable. You can't control the weather. As simple as that. What you can control, however, is the way you dress up. What is under your control is also try to reschedule, for instance, appointments that require you to go outside. Same thing for your job. You cannot control your company's moves. It's as simple as that. So don't worry about that. I know it's easier said than done, but if you paid attention to what I said in regards to the circle of control above, you now can choose to look into those things you actually have control over. In a company setting, a company context, this could mean, for instance, make sure you add value at your job. Sure, that also does not guarantee you anything, but it is the only thing that will get you closer to being layoff proof compared to anything else. Another thing, enjoy the ride. As long as you are on the horse, enjoy the ride. Learn something, improve your skills, build friendships and deepen relationships. Help others, make work your playground. And another thing that you can do is get to know you better. Have a plan, my friend, or at least a rough idea of what else you would do if you were not to have this job. What are interests of yours or hobbies that you might want to explore further, even in a financial direction, meaning that you could live off of them? What are your strengths? Are you crystal clear about those? There is an awesome book that I highly recommend you check out if you are interested in figuring out what you are particularly good at. It's called Strengthsfinder 2.0 by Rath. I did it myself and it opened up my eyes to new opportunities. There's nothing you can really do to make yourself layoff proof. That's a bummer. There's simply no such thing as job safety. Therefore, don't go about doing things with the intention or expectation that they would help you stay in your job. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because it builds your self-esteem and improves your self-image. Focus on those things you can control and you'll be happier than ever. Did you enjoy today's video? Did you like it? Well, if you liked it, then actually like it literally by clicking on that thumbs up. Can you do that for me? Helps the video to be shown to others who struggle with job safety anxiety right now. If you liked it, I guess you did, otherwise you wouldn't be still here. Then the good news is that I have more of these videos coming to help you stand tall in your professional career. Subscribe to not miss a bit. Until the next video, my friend, all the best.